my chickadees, welcome back. Everything's falling. Okay, this is the ephemeral holder that everybody was talking about and wanted me to show them. And it's so big I can't get it in the shot. But as you see, I've kind of filled it up. That's the side. Ooh, that makes you a little giddy trying to look at it, don't it? That's the front. And that's the side. And that's the inside where I've got my ready ephemeral and stuff that is ready to go. Now, I don't have a process video. It's kind of an informative process video, I guess. I'm going to show you the stuff I did and show you what I've started doing on my third and maybe not final one. I want to say this is not my original idea. I was inspired greatly by Kim Newberg with Image by Kim. And also I watched Ceri the Crafter. And I'm going to try, you know, y'all know I'm still new at this, but I'm going to try to put their videos that I watched down in the description. If I can't get the actual link down there, I will type the whole name in so you can search and find it. But the one that I really did, as far as making it and constructing everything, I followed Kim's. The dividers and measuring for my dividers and all, I looked at some of what Kim had done, and then I watched what Ceri had did to kind of come up and kind of mix them together to make mine. Now, this stuff you see here, I'm going to tell you exactly what I used and where I got it from. Okay, so this is wonderful. I bought this at the Dollar General. So Dollar General. It is in their kitchen and bath section. It's a liner. They call it a reusable cutter liner. It comes wrapped up like this. I think it's like $7 and something. But I use this for all my Mod Podge and stuff. And I also use it. It's, you can't see it, but it's year long. Let's see, how long is it? Get a ruler out. Let's see, that's 12 feet. And then that is 13, 14, 15, 16, about 17 inches long. Okay, so it's about 17 inches long. And it rolls out really long as well. And you know that fake rice paper where you put the Mod Podge down, you put your napkin down, put the Mod Podge over it, and you let it dry, and then you peel it off? This is wonderful for it. I've tried to do the plastic and the plastic sheet and all that stuff that the videos tell you to do. But this thing, you put it down, it pulls up. I've had no problem with it. As long as you take your time, when you get the corner up like this, it'll peel right off. Perfect. This is well worth the $7.50 I paid for it. Plus it cleans up really and it keeps hubby from getting ill at me. So, you know, I just laid this down on my desk. And then what I used was one of these. You know, good old, and this is what Kim had used. It was, can you see it? Just a copy paper box. And what I did was I took a copy paper box. And I took the top, because the top is what is on the bottom. And I took the top part of it here, and I measured. And what I did was I knew I wanted to put my completed papers in. Right, let me show you. This paper here. I'm going to have to walk around. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is one of my papers that will go in the signature. And it's a fabric paper that I sewn together, you know. So it's ready except for putting this in the signature, doing any other embellishment, whatever I want to do with it. But that paper is ready. And I knew I wanted it in the back. So I knew I wanted it back here. So I measured it and thought, okay, you know, if I stood up this way, if I stood up this way, I could get it. Then I also looked at what spot I was going to have my ephemeral holder on my desk, because I only have a crafting corner. I don't have a room. I don't have, you know, I have a corner in my den. That's it. So on my little desk, I had to see what spot. And this fits perfectly at the end of my shelf on my table. And I thought, okay, so it's going to sit this way. So I found first where I was going to put it. Then I thought, okay, now what are my measurements going to be? And I knew I didn't want to have to reach in, because I have ADD, and reaching in is like when you look from this side, you can't even see that. When you look from this side of the world, if you can't see in it, my brain thinks it doesn't exist. So that's just how ADD works. So I thought, okay, I'm going to, do like Ceri and Kim did. I'm going to cut it down to the size I want to go right either level with it or right below where so it would kind of stick up at the top. So that's what I did. I took my ruler and I measured the height of my largest paper that I thought I would have. And I thought, I might have it this way. I might decide to put it this way today. Stack them up like this, depending on how much I had. Or I might just leave them down like this and put dividers in them, which is what I've done. So I've got this one. So I knew I wanted that in the back. So I measured it this way, which is 17 inches, this across. And then, so I divided that out. And I just took me a piece of paper and thought, okay, what do I want in it? I want my papers in it. I want, I've got my papers in the back. And then I want my envelopes on the side. In the middle, I want my journaling cards. And then in the very front, which is back here, but we'll use this part up here, okay? So this is the front of it. So the very front, I wanted 3 dividers so I could put my little knickknacks in, like my little twisty tangles and dangles. And my little small, file folders and the kind of medium file folders that go in there. And then on this side over here, I put my little envelopes, like the little baby envelopes and little small match boxes and that kind of stuff on this side. So I thought, what do I want? And I figured out what all I wanted to put in here. And then I just took a ruler and sat down and divided out what I want. So yours may not have a division here, here, and then at the front have it like this. It may wind up being deeper or smaller depending on what you want to put in it. So just take a sheet of paper, sit down, think about what you want, measure your items, and go with the largest item that you make of that. Like my largest journaling card, my largest little matchbox, my largest little envelope. I just measure those. And then I drew it out, on the paper, divided it with the ruler, and that's what I did for that. For the height, all I did was take my tallest paper and went just like 1/4 of an inch below it so it would stick out as far as I wanted to stick out. And then I just took my ruler and just drew a line, and then I took my, not mine, I stole my husband's, don't tell him. But I took the blade thingy and cut it off, okay? So that was the base of it. That was it. Okay, the top of the paper box sits down, and this fits perfectly inside it. Okay, then once it fits inside of it on the side here, you can also use that, and I have that for a couple of things, like an informational pack on one side, and then on the back, I might want to put something. So you have this. You can't put a lot because you don't want to compromise the side of the box or, cause it to be weak. But it does give you a little tuck spot, there on each side as well. The front, you could have had a tuck spot, but I put that big old bow there to make it look all pretty, and it covers that tuck spot up. Okay. Now for the side where the purple is, around the side, that top part of the box that you cut off. Okay. Well, you're going to use it for reinforcements. That top piece of the box that I cut off. Let's see. Can you see? Yeah. You see right here? That top part of the box that I cut off, I just took it and it goes in between here. I took it, laid it out flat, covered it with the book paper. This little piece here, I'll show you where it comes from. I covered it with the book paper. And then when I got everything covered and was ready to put it together, I put it around and pulled it tight. Glued it down with fiber tack because, I'm a glue snot. I fiber tacked it down. And I also took my hot glue and put a little hot glue on it so it would hold it like at the top right here, so I could hold it, and I clamped it and let it dry there. Okay. And then this one, I put it across the top. After this dried, I took this and held it like this so it would be good and sturdy. And then I fabric tacked that down with the little glue, hot glue on the end there, and one right in the middle to kind of hold it so it would kind of hold it together. And then I clamped that. And then I did that for both sides. Now, when you cut off, depending on how tall you make your box, when you cut it off, and I cut it off down here, you have this part here. Look, you can't see it right here now. You see this part right here? You're going to cut this piece off. This piece off here that you cut off, or that I cut off, was about this wide, and that's what I used for that middle brace. This part here that I cut off this wide is what I used, and I trimmed down a little bit to the size I wanted for the top rim of that. Now let's say, okay, you want the whole box. You're going to be greedy. You want the whole box. April, I want the whole box. Okay, well, MommaJuju going to tell you how to fix that. If you want the whole box, but you're still going to have to reinforce this, because see, it's weak up here at the top. And then on the side, you want to reinforce it. So if you want to do that, make sure you get 2 boxes. Get you another copy and paper box or another cardboard box of some sort that's the same size or bigger than this box. And then just cut you your strips off the top of that box and use it. Plain and simple. Okay, if you get another paper box, you can even use this piece and cut this part, cut the top out, and you just use this piece for your brace. Okay, and I'll show you. This one is what sneak peek of the third thing that I'm working on for my little bits and bobs and everything that I have. I took it, I cut it down and brought it up, kind of like a roller coaster ride. And then the top part of it, it didn't have the top because this is a rinkety, but it's the worst cardboard box I've seen. I had to reinforce it really good and fix it. But it was the only one that I could find that was long and narrow across it and deep that I needed. So I just took the cardboard box that was left, another cardboard box, and cut the strips. And I just cut strips in it. And then I cut the smaller strips here to make sure that it matched across the top here. Okay. Now, watch your eyes. I'm gonna readjust it a little bit. Okay, I used book paper, and they were right, because the first time I did this about a year or so ago when I watched Kim, I thought I was going to be a little lazy and I was going to use the whole paper. Okay, it wound up causing me more trouble. So yes, Kim, you're right. Carrie, you're right. I cut the paper in smaller sections that were more manageable, and then I just Mod Podged it on to the box. And my Mod Podge, you know, I have this. It's a little expensive, kind of. And school glue. First of the school season, you know, they anywhere from 25 cents. At sometimes you can get them for 25 cents. You can get them for 50 cents. You know, you can get them $3-4. They have all kind of sales. I load up on it because I put the Mod Podge, a little bit of Mod Podge, and I put one of these and then one of these of water. And I stir it up to consistency of like kind of honey kind of stuff. And then if I need to put any more in it, or I'm concerned that it may not be good enough, I add a little bit more Mod Podge. And that way the actual Mod Podge for bases that are going to be covered up with stuff, I don't have to use my good stuff. And it works perfect, just the same. That box is sitting on my shelf that I did the first time with Kim. And it's still rocking and rolling. It's not peeling off. It's not doing anything. And it's been abused. Really bad abused. So, and then I just took, I took an old glass. One of my son's glasses he took outside. I took it, put the Mod Podge stuff in it with my brush. And then I just brushed the cardboard box. then I take the paper. After I brush the Mod Podge, I'm sure everybody knows how to do that. And then I took the book paper and I just laid it down. Now when you get to the edge, you want to lay it up like this so you can fold it over to give that edge reinforcement and also make it clean. So you want to just fold it over and Mod Podge it really good. You can miter your corners or you can cut them. You can miter the corners there with the Mod Podge and they miter really well like a bed sheet. Or, you know, you can cut it at the circle like you do if you were doing a book binding. But you want to be sure that you do that on the corners and across the top and the bottom of all your edges, all your joints. Now this one I put some sheet over it because this is also the project that I used for my DearJulieJulie's guest VIP design team project. I completed the August Junk Journaling Challenge, and in September we got the kit as a reward, and also being on the VIP design team. And this was my project that I was doing for it. So I was going to cover my book paper with my digital prints from that kit of hers. And you can find that, it's called the Golden Kit, and it's 2 of them. It's very, very pretty, and it goes with everything. On Etsy at DearJulieJulie, and she also has a community where they do monthly challenges, and little mini challenges, and it's a really wonderful, supportive. Those ladies are just wonderful with such wonderful talent. And it's DearJulieJulie Crafting Community on Facebook. Let's see. So I covered the whole box with book paper, inside, outside, and the bottom, because Kim says if you don't do the bottom, she's gonna come to you. She can come to your house. She's gonna look at your bottom to see if it's done. You do the bottom too. So you cover the whole thing with book paper. Now I did have some of these big sheets. I just cut the glue side off of it. So when I got to the top, if I needed more overlap, I would use one of them and use it to overlap it so it would go down further and really reinforce the corners and tops. Set that aside. Okay, so we found out how to do our book, how to do our box, how to measure and decide what we want, how to take our ruler and decide how many, divide out how many little slots we want, how we want them to be on there. And then how to put the book paper on it. Now you're going to put that on there and it's going to dry, and it takes a good 24 hours. So this is not something you could do overnight. You could do it, let it set overnight, the next day or that next evening, then you can start the second phase. But it needs to dry really well. Okay, so after you've got all your stuff in the book paper and everything on it, I took her kits. And I used the Golden Kit. It's so pretty. And this is the freebie. And I used some of the Sunshine Book and Leaf Kit. And then some of the, I think it's a Golden Basic, I believe. And I used some of those in here as well. And what I did was the same thing with the book paper. I trimmed off all, that's not it, that's something else. Let's see. Like on this one, I just cut it here in half because it's like the 2 tall tags, or the ones used for actually a setup so you can actually make a tall skinny journal. But I just tore it down the middle there. Of course, I grunged it with some distress ink, and then I just started laying it the way I wanted it on the box. Overlapped it, found the pretty stuff, if I wanted this pretty stuff I might tear it and put it somewhere else, that kind of thing. And then you do that and you cover the whole outside of the box and inside the box. I'm not gonna lie, I got to the point where I got down halfway in the box, and I didn't. It's book paper down there, and then this cardstock that I was showing you earlier. This is, you know, cardstock that I had gotten, I don't know, years ago. Don't know from where, probably Amazon or, you know, Wally World. And then this is the back of the 12 by 12s. I've got tons of those. The backs and fronts 12 by 12. I keep them. If I don't cut the fronts up for ephemeral, I keep the fronts as well and use them. But I just cut that and put that in the bottom. Or I left the book paper in there. And then some of them that I knew I would see a lot with my little bitty bits and pieces are, I did, you know, go on and use my digital prints and make it look really pretty. But the other stuff that was behind, like the paper and stuff, I either used the plain paper or I left the book. Just left the book. The book paper goes with it. I mean, that's what we're doing, right? So I did that. Let that dry. After that dried, then I took the little strips that you saw, and I had book covered them. When I was book covering everything, I book covered everything at one time. And I took it and I decided I was going to paint it. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I really, really was going to try to do what Ceri did. Bless it, but I ain't nowhere even a tenth of artistically being able to stick all this paint together like Ceri. I should have called my sister over. But anyway, I thought, okay, I can do this. Ceri made it look so easily. You know, we're just going to throw a little paint on there. And, you know, like Bob Ross, my man, you know, he said, you know, make a little happy. Just a little happy little paint. Make a happy little tree. Well, I had a happy little accident. It did not look good. But so I just, you know, I thought, okay, let's not panic. Let's just keep adding. We can fix this. You can fix anything. So I first did this color. I don't even know what color it is. It was just pretty green. Mermaid tail. Okay. So I put the mermaid tail, and I think I bought this at Hobby Lobby? No, Joann's. It was on sale. Americana. So I put this down. And you can see my paper here. It said, ooh, no, it was just too bright. It didn't look good. I said, okay. Well, I like pink, so I'm going to try to cover it up with this pink. Well, I put this pink on it, and this is Craft Smart, and I'm not sure where it comes from. I think Michael's. And it is, don't even have a name, Bubblegum, Baby Rose, something. Doesn't have a name. I can't see the name anymore. It's faded off. I stole these from my sister. Thank you, Rachel. So anyway, I put that over top of the pink. Well, those two colors mixed together made this pretty purple color. So I thought, oh, cool, happy little accident. So I went on, did all that, colored it that purple color. Well, you know, it was kind of a bright purple color. Kind of didn't kind of go with my grungy thing I was going. So I thought, okay, let's add some shoe polish. You know, brown it up a little bit, distress it. I ain't using my distress ink on a wet paint, so I used this shoe polish. And I don't know where I got this from. But I just used rubbed the shoe polish on it. That put a little bit of brown in it. Didn't really do much, though. But I put that on there. And then I thought, okay, I let it dry. And I thought, well, it still needs a little something. So I had stole this from my sister, too. And I can't say that. And you can't see it. Can you see it? It is Lumiere. Lumiere. Metallic Silver 563. Pretty stuff. I got some purple, too. Real pretty. Real pretty. So I took my dry brush and I dry brushed this over it, and it made that pretty shimmery thing. It made it look so pretty. So I used that, and then a couple other spots I took this Americana Mississippi Mud and you know, just kind of touched up little spots with the brown on it. And using the dry brush, it gave it that distress chalk look that it did. When everything got through, I took my good old faithful vintage gold. And I took the vintage gold here. Can you see that? I don't think it's going to focus. There you go. I took the vintage gold and went around the tops like I would a tag or something. And then during the process of all of this, you see that white there? That's nothing but gesso. I thought, you know, let me tone the blue down a little bit, and I mixed some white in with the mermaid's tail. You know, I just played with it. So if you don't have a particular color in mind, I say just play, have you a happy little accident. It's just cardboard. If it turns out looking completely horrible, throw it in the recycle bin and get you another piece. So just have fun with it. And who knows? It might be a happy little accident. And if not, we won't tell nobody. Take it to our grave. Okay, so that's what I did for that. Then when I got through, all I did was just make me a burlap bow with some lace and stuck me a little butterfly on there and a little bird and called it a day. Woohoo, happy dance. Okay, so that was that one. Then I thought, that's so pretty on my desk. And, you know, I like pretty stuff. I kind of like little girly stuff. Even though I'm the messiest crafter you ever seen. But anyway, I like little pretty stuff. And Julie's been having us do these kits. And I figured, you know, this time around that kit thing was pretty good. And it helped me clean up a little bit better. At least I could throw all my, you know, junk in one spot. Whether it's good or not. So, I made my kit box. Used the same paper to match my ephemeral box, and it's my little kit box. I had ordered some stuff off of Goodwill, and I think a book that I ordered off of Goodwill came in here. Or my punches. Something I ordered from Goodwill came in this box, and it's a real good sturdy box. And it had the top on it, so I cut the top off. Did the same thing I did with the book paper. And you can see in here, I just put the cardboard down. Some of it, you know, I didn't finish or I left the white, didn't cover the white spot up. And then I took the box, fabric tacked and hot glued the back and clamped it. And then folded it over, and I put the, right here you can see where I put the Velcro. I put the Velcro on it and it would sit down. So I have a little clear tray from the Dollar Tree that has 3 little spots in it. That when I'm doing my little bitty ephemera and stuff and lace and stuff, it'll sit right on top. And you got all, you know, you have your little stuff that you can play in, or bits and pieces that you're going to throw, because, you know, we don't throw anything away. So, you know, we just, you know, you can just throw it right in there, and, you know, it'll probably fit on a tag or something. So it's going to fit somewhere, right? Something make it look all pretty somewhere. We're not throw that in garbage. That's the sin. So that was it. That's all I did. The one thing I didn't tell you that you can see on the inside when you look at the picture is on the top part, and that's what Ceri the crafter did. I took, let me bring the box back around. I took some washi tape. This washi tape here. And I think it came, I was a planner girl before I started junk journaling. So it was either the Planner Society, Archer and Olive, or Michael's. 1-3 Places is where I got my planner stuff. So this came from 1-3 Places. And it's old as I don't know what. So I took it, and it matched with the purple and stuff. I thought it was really pretty. So I took it and went across the top of this. And if you look down in here, you see some of it still has the green. I left one side the green mermaids, and I colored the other side purple on the inside. And then across the top here, I just put some glue down and put the washi across the top just to finish this off. Because, you know, it is the corrugated cardboard. This is. It's the corrugated cardboard, and it kind of showed. And even though it was painted and gilded and everything, it still just didn't look good. So I just took the washi and put down across the top of it. Gave it a finish edge and also a smoother edge, so I won't cut myself. Because I'm going to get a paper cut. And that's it. That is exactly how I did it. Exactly everything I used. I hope that was, you know, not too boring, and answered the questions that y'all been asking me. I will try, when I do this next one, I will try to do a process video and edit it. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it, y'all. I'm going to try it. And so you can, you know, have a little step by step. However, I will not be able to do it as well as Kim or Ceri. And I would suggest going over to Image by Kim. Look up Kim Newberg on YouTube. Go over and look at her videos. Subscribe to her channel and see what all she's got going on. I thank you. If you stayed this long. Woo! Okay. Mwah! Bye.